Much more of that coming up in 46 days. Let's go. With roster coaching and coaching continuity for Cougar football, I think the team, the fans, everybody and the like are hoping BYU can sustain certain elements from last year to this year of the incredible 11-2 season in 2024. So, Shep, what is most sustainable for Cougar football going into the season?
Funny enough, the first thing that came to my mind when this question was asked was Will Ferrin. This guy is an absolute stud. BYU is so lucky to have him. What he was able to do last year, and it's not just the actual numbers, but there is this confidence about him.
Nice save by Sam Vanderhard there on that snap, by the way.
But I am in shock when Ferrin's kicks aren't good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and no one shows kicking B-roll like BYU Sports.
I just assume every kick that he takes, he's going to make.
Yeah.
And more times than not, he's going to.
Yeah.
And so for me, in terms of what is sustainable, I think Will Ferrin's kicking game. It is going to be such a weapon for BYU this year. So that's actually the first thing that came to mind for me.
I'll tell you what I want it to be, and then I'll tell you what I think it is. What I want it to be is takeaways. Because what BYU did last year was put themselves in a position to win all 13 games, which is incredible. They weren't blown out in a single one. I mean, how many seasons have we had where it was like, nope, they were all, like the two losses were one score. What? There's no other losses. If BYU could somehow sustain the takeaways, they give TBD
talking about
quarterback
like a number?
A plethora. The fact that they had 29, BYU turned it over 21 times on offense. 21 was a lot. That was in the 70s,
so
right?
+8.
+8 was pretty good, top 25. 22 interceptions was tied for first with Texas. I don't know if you knew this. Texas had a few more games than BYU, or at least one,
yes,
right, with the playoffs. So I want it to be takeaways because that just gives Hillstead, Bourget, or Bachmeier a chance, right? Shorter fields, in this case, scores sometimes. The special teams was great, too. BYU scored 5 return touchdowns on punts or kicks. You had a couple pick sixes in there. That's pretty good. That's a lot of touchdowns from non-offensive players. But what I think it will be is good defense. BYU was top 25 in the following, and all of this matters. Points per game, points per play, yards per play, pass yards per game, pass efficiency, fewest penalties per game, interceptions, and takeaways. Those things matter. When people say defense wins championships, to me, it puts you in position to allow the offense to win a title, unless your name's Kyle Van Noy and you single-handedly take over the 2012 Poinsettia Bowl. Jay Hill's defense was incredible. Now, let's think about the defense. Do they have enough coming back for us to feel like they could be a very good defense again? Absolutely. And that is in spite of losing the entire defensive line. It is almost wild that we feel that way. But
and your corners. Right?
Evan Johnson and Maury Bamba got enough playing time and showed well. PFF, highest graded corner, Evan Johnson. Maury Bamba got a lot of good looks. Isaiah Glasser's back. Jack Kelly's back. Siale Acer will be good in the middle there. The safeties, basically all return. Crew Wakely goes to Purdue. Basically everybody else is back. Tanner Wall, Tommy Prassis, Falatau Satuala. And then you have Raider Damuni and Talon Alfrey. You have 5 safeties that played a ton. It's the D-line of Keanu Tanavasa, who should be one of the top 3, if not the best defensive player in BYU's defense. And then Justin Kirkland from Oklahoma State. Some other transfers. The ends, it'll be interesting to see who kind of gets their opportunity with Schoonover and Akana and so on and so forth. That defense and Jay Hill running it, extreme confidence there.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I have more confidence in than that is that Will Ferrin will be money, like you said.
Yeah, well, and you and I are on the same page because the second thing behind Will Ferrin for me was the overall play of the defense.
So those top two,
those are the top 2 things for me. And I think it sort of plays into what you were talking about to a certain degree with the turnover margin.
Yeah.
And because I think, look, the proof of concept is over. We've now had multiple seasons where this defense has worked at a high level. And part of that has been turnovers. Now, maybe the number is not going to be as high. Speaking of the 29 turnovers.
29 was a lot.
But this defense is designed to create chaos and come up with turnovers. So to a certain degree, I think that's what this defense will always be able to do to varying degrees. Now, sometimes, it may be up near 29 turnovers, and obviously we would certainly take that every year. But if you're around 15 to 20 turnovers, but you're able to, those are crucial turnovers in crucial parts of the game. I think that's what this defense is designed to do. And I'm with you. What Jay Hill has done, not just from a scheme standpoint, but bringing guys into the program, the recruiting side of it. And it's not just Jay Hill. It's
Jay
all of the defensive coaches, Gennaro Guilfoyle, everybody. They have done such a great job of bringing in players who fit this perfectly.
Yeah.
And look, how long have we talked about, when you talk about the University of Utah, what's the one thing you always know you're gonna deal with when you face Utah?
Great defense.
Great defense. We're getting into that with BYU now because it's been multiple years where this has worked.
And let's be honest, there are two former Utah players.
Yes,
that came
correct.
Oh, by the way, Utah doing the BYU offensive card this year.
Yes.
The whole offensive staff basically is BYU guys. They are picking and choosing the best.
Yep.
And ultimately, it all comes back down to BYU because the head coach at that other school went to BYU too.
It all starts at BYU.
Yeah, that's we're a little biased on this program. I do want to add that a sustainable element, I think, is TJ Wood's offensive line. I think who they brought in and who is ready, we talked about it yesterday, Isaiah Jada from Colorado was on the team last year. Andrew Gentry from Michigan was a massive get in the portal. And then you have real continuity with Bruce Mitchell, Waylon Lapuahu, Austin Leusa, Sonny Makasini, those guys. I think that group will produce a good run game and hopefully a good pass protection as well. 4.6 yards per carry last year, 54th. That's close to where BYU wants to be. Remember in 23, BYU stunk. They were at sub 4 in many games. They never produced a 400-yard game in total offense in 23. It just didn't work. I think there's an understanding of what's going to work, how many transfer portal pieces are required. 23, they've talked about it. There were too many, just didn't gel. Last year gelled in an amazing way. What's not sustainable is that BYU made some real clutch plays, and there was a certain amount of luck, in going 4-2 in one-score games. Mm-hmm. The one-score game thing is massive. You can blow people out and create fewer one-score games. You really can. But you're going to play in some. And BYU went 4-2 in those, and that was fantastic. If they can be on the high side of 500 again, I like BYU's chances at sniffing 8, 9, perhaps 10 wins in the regular season. We'll see.
All right, I like it. All right, CBS Sports' Brad Crawford ranked all 16 projected starting quarterbacks in the Big 12 Conference for 2025.
Here we go again.
In case you're wondering, Mccae Hillstead is who he is projecting to be the quarterback. Well, he had Mccae at number 15 out of 16. Leading the way, no surprise, Sam Leavitt of Arizona State. I think he's earned that.
Yeah.
Sawyer Robertson from Baylor at number 2, Rocco Becht 3, Avery Johnson 4, Josh Hoover 5. Those are your top 5.
David Dampier getting some real love being at 6, by the way.
Yep. Is this fair? Speaking of maybe the overall rankings, but specifically Mccae Hillstead at 15.
I think so because he just hasn't proven himself in a Power 4 league, and it's been 2 years. And I actually hope that the following is used. I hope we see a picture like this one of Mccae Hillstead with a phone showing a screenshot, just like Jake Retzlaff did a couple years ago, of this list. I hope he pulls it again with our nice, cheap Photoshop here.
Wait, that's Photoshop?
Wait, what? I hope Mccae Hillstead does this like Jake did. Use it as motivation. Yeah. And, of course, he's trying to win that battle. You know, we talked about yesterday, Dave and I, if BYU played today, we think it would be Mccae. But, yeah, use that as motivation. It's fair because he just hasn't done it quite yet.
Right.
And let's be honest, there's a lot of good quarterbacks in this league. Like, this is a passer's league. This is a quarterback league. You go down to 12 with Caden Salter. Caden Salter 2 years ago at Liberty took him to the Fiesta Bowl. He was awesome. There's questions with Jackson, Marchiol, West Virginia, Flores is new, Oklahoma State.
How about Noah Fafita at 11? Now, granted, he lost his biggest weapon.
2 years ago, Fafita would have been top 5.
Right.
His freshman year, he was amazing. Last year, struggled.
I think Jalen Daniels is going to have a bounce-back year.
Kind of waiting for that still, right?
Yeah.
Like, haven't really
I think that's
seen
why he came back. I think he will. I think he's going to end up moving up these rankings. I'm with you. This is fair. This is not a slight. It's just too many unknowns right now. And you're talking about a guy that didn't start any games last year. The last time he started was two seasons ago.
He didn't play a snap last year.
Yeah. So look, it's not a slight. There's just too many unknowns right now for them to have him higher.
I want that screenshot to happen again.
No,
let's do it again. Let's see.
Yeah, but do you have a problem with any of, say, the top 5?
No. I could see Avery Johnson being just a touch above Rocco Becht, but honestly, what Rocco Becht did last year was incredible. That offense from Iowa State, amazing.
See, I would have Avery Johnson ahead of
receivers,
Rocco Becht.
by the way. You would have Avery Johnson ahead of Rocco Becht.
Yes, I would.
Rocco Becht led his team to the. He had better numbers than Avery, and he led his team to the Big 12 title game. I actually like that one. Hoover threw for 4K. Hoover is the TCU offense.
Right.
They don't care to run the ball.
Yes.
They just don't care.
Yeah.
Dan Pierre is going to be interesting in Utah because he ran for 1,200 yards at New Mexico under Jason Beck. Obviously, Ja Beck goes to Utah. Utah, in a scary way, is just a decent offense away from actually being the team that people thought they were in this league. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does. Morton at Texas Tech, he's got all the weapons around him. They have loaded up with resources. Portal, does it mesh in a way that's meaningful? Morton could be really interesting. Like, if Tech is in the Big 12 title game, Morton will have been a top 3-4 quarterback.
Oh, without question.
In the league, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Yesterday, CBS Sports college football analyst Danny Kanell, former Florida State great, posted on X his solution to scheduling conflicts between 8 and 9 conference games. So, 2 of the power leagues play 8, 2 play 9. Instead of constantly trying to get the SEC to go to 9-game schedule, why don't we just push for all Power 4 conferences to play 8-game conference schedule with more non-con matchups? Just make it a requirement to play a minimum 10 regular season games versus Power 4 opponents. Shep, would you rather BYU in the Big 12 play 8 conference games and more non-conference games, meaning one more because they go 3 to 4, against Big 10, SEC, or ACC teams, or stay at 9 conference games?
Look, I am in favor of, if it's 8 or 9, whatever it is, have all 4 be the same.
Sync up on them. Whatever
it's going to be. Look, if you're going to be ranked and graded against all these other teams for, the college football playoff, then everything needs to be as equal as possible. Now, certainly, the difficulty of teams within your conference is going to vary depending on what conference you're in.
Right.
But you can at least sync up on the number of conference games. So to me, whatever it is, if it's the Big 12 going to 8, or if it's the teams that are playing, 8 going to 9, whatever, just sync up, because if you're going to compare everybody together, then there needs to be an actual comparison.
It'd be nice, especially in football when there's so few games. You just play 12 regular season games. In college basketball, the leagues don't sync up in this way.
Right.
But it almost doesn't matter because it's close enough to be similar, and you're playing 31 in the future, probably more, starting next year, I think, regular season games. I like that proposal a lot. I really do. I think you need to play 2 non-con Power 4 teams. Mm-hmm. Obviously, out of league would be nice.
Right.
We're getting over some of this, like, we previously had Utah-Baylor, which is a non-conference game. Like, that was a weird deal.
Well, the other part is you could, between the 4, you could have, like, you used to see, and I guess maybe you still do. I guess not anymore in baseball.
Conference challenges or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like this year,
basketball.
Like this year, it's going to be the Big 12 versus the Big 10, and vice versa. So you can have it where your P4 games that are not conference games come from a specific league.
If there was a commissioner over this great sport, that could work. But because it's every team for itself in non-conferencing, under the advisement of the league in a way, then it's not really going to happen. But I like that idea.
I love the idea.
I do. So what Kanell proposed, I like it. Everybody plays 8. You get 4 non-con, because I want compelling non-conference matchups. The first week of college football, not week 0, week 1, listen to what's going to happen. Friday night, August 29th, Auburn at Baylor. That's Hugh Freeze trying to save his job. Dave Aranda, hot Baylor coming in. That's fun. Saturday, Texas at Ohio State. That's a great non-conference game. That'll be 1v2 in the preseason probably. Bama at Florida State, who used to be good at football. LSU at Clemson. That is a banger. That is a Death Valley matchup, right? And then Utah UCLA is a good one that night. Then Sunday, Va-Tech at South Carolina, neutral site. Notre Dame at Miami. Woo! TCU at UNC. Bill Belichick, his debut on Monday. Those are awesome. I want more of that. I want another week of that. Everybody play 2P4s, G6. Sorry, new Pac-12 in 26, Utah State. And FCS. Yes, love it. Let's do it. The ego of the SEC will come out, and it won't happen, though.
Yeah.
Because they don't have to. They don't have to acquiesce or appease others. They haven't to this point. Why would they start?
The Big Ten, the SEC, they're not going to adjust. It's going to have to be the others that adjust. You know what I mean?
Is the Big Ten 8? Are they the other? I think they actually are the other that goes 8.
I believe so.
Yeah. And the SEC. So they're the ones going, well, we hold the cards. Right now the Big Ten's going, we win the Natties right now.
Right.
We've won back-to-back.
I guess I wonder for the Big 12, why wouldn't you do that? What's the argument for keeping it? And I know because it's been.
Does it have to do with the TV contracts? You've already sold 9, and that's a certain number. Does your TV value go down if now suddenly you have many fewer?
But if you're playing now, granted.
But if it's compelling non-conference.
Yeah, if it's compelling non-conference and you're taking on one of the other Power Fours.
Yeah.
I don't see that you're gonna drop in viewership.
Right, not in viewership. I don't think Brett Yormark's in a very good mood to appease the Big Ten or SEC at the moment, right?
That's great. It's
given
a great point.
the 5+11 stuff. So we'll see where that goes.